CauseWay kids, we're so pleased you're here. This month, we're going outer space.
Yes, we are.
We're going out of this world. We're going to push past the final frontier. We're going to get ready to launch into...
Boy, that's going to take some initiative.
Initiative! Yes, we're going to get ready to launch into initiative.
You know, initiative is looking and seeing what needs to be done and doing it. You know, astronauts out in space, they need to have initiative. Imagine being up in space and going, oh, I can't call the plumber or the electrician. I'll just get out there and fix it myself. And right here where we are now, we just need to ask God's help, look around and show some initiative and get out there and do it.
Yeah, but it's not all bad. We can do some really fun things with
yes, we can.
getting out there and doing it. So I thought it would be really cool to make a rocket.
Rocket.
Malcolm has made this incredible rocket here.
Yep.
Can you tell us how you made it?
Okay, it took a long time. It's a piece of wood and there's two pieces of plastic tube. And that there is just a bottle, a Coke bottle or a soda bottle, that when you squeeze or stomp on it, the air goes through there, up there. This is just a piece of paper that looks like a rocket. It's been wrapped around there like that, and it will shoot it up. Hopefully, you think it will? It's pretty simple. Any size plastic just goes into that bottle there and tape it up, lots of duct tape. Lots of duct tape, can't lose.
What do you think? Is it going to work or is it not going to work?
Of course it'll work.
We might have to use some initiative, but I think we should take this outside and see who can launch this the highest.
Oh, it'll be me, of course.
No, me.
Let's take it outside.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, do you think that I can do it better than Malcolm? I reckon I can. Here I go! Woo! Get it, Travis! Travis, bring it! Good boy, bring it here! Wow, that was such a lot of fun. I loved playing with that rocket launcher.
Sweet.
I bet you guys can make a stock rocket yourself or some other kind of rocket launching paraphernalia. You might not have the same tools to use as what we did, but I bet you can think up some other things. Look up some YouTubes, talk to your families about it, see what supplies you do have. You could use straws, you could use paper, you could use cardboard, inner things from those paper towels. So many options. I'd love to see what you come up with. Use some initiative.
In the meantime, let's show some initiative and worship God.
Yay, can't wait.
There is nothing impossible. No, there is nothing too difficult. Because you're with me, I am not afraid. Nothing is too hard for you. With you, I can do very big things. God, with you, I can do very big things. I know it's true. I can do very big things. You're with me, I know it's true. When you are with me, I am feeling brave. When you are with me, I am not afraid. God, you are with me, so I can be strong. 'Cause nothing is too hard for you. No, with you, I can do very big things. God, with you, I can do very big things. I know it's true. I can do very big things. You're with me, I know it's true. I can do big things. I can do it's true. I'm doing very big things. I can do it's true. I'm doing very big things. I can do it's true. I'm doing very big things. When I'm up, I can do it. When I'm down, I can do it all around.
Hello, people of Earth! It's me!
Jacob! Oh, there it is. That's how I... Nope, that's not it, Jacob. Okay. Okay. Nope, it's back on again. Okay. And I am ready for launch. I mean, not really. I don't actually have a rocket or anything. But I am ready for initiative. Initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. Astronauts are really great at showing initiative. When they see what needs to be done, they don't just ignore it. They do something about it. They even have this thing they do before every launch. It's called a status check, and it works like this. Rocket fuel, check. Oh. Rocket fuel is a go. Red switchy thing, check. Red switchy thing, Red switchy thing is a go. Power thrusters, check. Power thrusters. Power thrusters are a gross. I can't check the power thrusters because somebody left a dirty sock here. Well, can you move the dirty sock? I mean, I could, yes, but it's not mine. I didn't leave it here. And so I don't think it's my job to move the sock. I suggest that we halt the launch until whoever left the sock here comes and gets it themselves. Copy that. Holding launch for a dirty sock. Good. Roger that. I wonder how long I'm gonna have to wait for someone to come get this sock. Probably gonna be here for a while. You know what? Today's story is about a guy who saw something that needed to be done, and he did something about it, even though it wasn't his responsibility. Sounds like a great guy. Will somebody come get this sock? It smells. Some people, am I right? Ugh.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Nehemiah, chapters 1 and 2.
Over and over, the Israelites promised to be faithful to God. But over and over again, they turned away from Him. At last, God allowed enemy armies to take His people captive and carry them off to Babylon, nearly 1,000 miles away. After 70 years, God allowed some of His people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. But back in Babylon, now part of Persia, the rest of the Jews had made lives for themselves. In fact, a Jew named Nehemiah had become quite important.
Greetings. I am cupbearer to the king.
The cupbearer was like a bodyguard who checked to make sure that no one poisoned the king's food or drink. Nehemiah was likely a trusted advisor.
Your Majesty, may I suggest the date pudding?
But though it was nearly 150 years since the Israelites had left Jerusalem, Nehemiah's heart was still in his homeland. When his brother Hanani returned from his trip to Judah, Nehemiah had a chance for some news.
Brother, how are the people left in Jerusalem?
Some are still alive, but they're having a hard time.
Oh no.
The wall of Jerusalem is broken down. The gates have been burned with fire. People are ashamed.
That's terrible.
A city without walls could never prosper. The people would always live in fear of being attacked.
I'm sorry to bring such bad news.
No, I'm glad you told me.
Dismayed, Nehemiah sat down and wept. He couldn't even eat for several days. Instead, he poured his heart out to God.
Lord, you are a great and wonderful God. See how your people are suffering. Please listen to me. I'm praying for the people of Israel. We Israelites have committed sins against you. We haven't obeyed the commands you gave to Moses.
Nehemiah reminded God of the promise he made to his people.
You said, if you people are not faithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me, I will bring you back. Lord, please pay careful attention to my prayer. Give me success when I bring my request to King Artaxerxes.
For 4 whole months, Nehemiah prayed daily to God. He knew before taking action, he needed to listen and prepare. At last, he was ready.
Your Majesty.
Anyone who came before the king was supposed to appear happy. But for the first time, Nehemiah allowed his true feelings to show.
Oh, why are you looking so sad?
May you live forever? Why shouldn't I look sad? The city of my people has been destroyed, and fire has burned up its gates.
The king could have been annoyed and ordered Nehemiah to be punished. But God moved his heart.
Well, what do you want?
Nehemiah prayed silently for the right words.
Send me to Judah. Let me go to the city of Jerusalem. I want to rebuild it.
The king frowned and glanced over at the queen. At last he said,
How long will your journey take? When will you get back?
Precisely as many moons as are required.
Fair enough. Dismissed.
Nehemiah turned to leave, but he knew there was more he needed for the job.
If it pleases you, may I take some letters with me? I want to give them to the governors west of the Euphrates River. Then they'll help me to travel safely.
Done.
Oh, and a letter to the caretaker of the royal park? So he'll give me logs for the wall and gates and a house?
What next? A whole escort of army officers and horsemen?
That would be fantastic.
Fine. All of it. Get on with it.
God had given Nehemiah such favor with the king that he had everything he needed for his long journey to Judah. At last, Nehemiah had reached the city he dreamt of his entire life.
Jerusalem.
Though Nehemiah was overjoyed by the first glimpse of the city, it must have been difficult to see its crumbling, broken down walls.
So much work to be done.
But Nehemiah didn't tell anyone his plan at first. On a bright moonlit night, Nehemiah snuck out with only a few others to see the full damage to the walls.
We have to know what we're up against.
Nehemiah traveled by donkey. With a few trusted friends, they left the city through the broken valley gate.
Let's head toward the Jackal Well.
At last, Nehemiah got a clear picture of the devastation. Jagged piles of rock lay everywhere. The gates were gone with scorched, gaping holes in their place.
It's such a big job. Only God can do this.
Nehemiah circled what was left of the wall, heading up the Kidron Valley and at last returning through the valley gate. The next morning, he called together the priests and nobles and officials.
You know, I've come to visit my people in Jerusalem, but that's not the only reason I'm here.
Nehemiah gestured to the jagged remains of the wall, visible from where they stood.
You can see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem has been destroyed. Fire has burned up its gates.
Tell us something new.
Come on. Let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Then people won't be ashamed anymore.
Well, I mean, that's something to consider if you think about this.
Our grandparents tried that years ago.
But God has been helping me. He gave me favor with the king. He'll help us complete the work. So who's in?
Well, me. I'm in.
Me too.
Let's start rebuilding!
God moved the hearts of the people to help Nehemiah, and together they began the gigantic job of repairing the walls and gates of Jerusalem.
You ever see a piece of trash on the ground and just walk by without picking it up because you didn't put it there? Or maybe someone didn't clean up after themselves when dinner was over? Do you just leave the messy dishes lying around? Do you ignore someone else's dirty sock? A lot of people see what needs to be done, but then don't do it because it's not their job. It's not their responsibility. But showing initiative means getting things done, not waiting for someone else to do it. That's what Nehemiah did when he started rebuilding the wall around Jerusalem. It's what Jesus did too. When he saw a need, he did something about it. He healed people who needed healing. He taught people who needed to learn. And Jesus took care of our greatest need when he died on the cross for our sins. So, if you want to show initiative, don't just see what needs to be done, do something about it. Do a status check. Do you see any dirty dishes? Dirty dishes. Oh! Dirty dishes. Cleared away. Check. Do you see any trash? Water bottle. Recycled. Check. Do you see a dirty sock?
Dirty socks cleared away, even though it's not my job. Check.
Here's the one thing to remember today. Don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. Initiative takes a lot of work for sure, but it's worth it. It helps you, it helps other people, and it helps the world. And maybe, just maybe, it can help the universe.
I'll see you next time.
Wow, cool story about Nehemiah. He didn't wait for someone else to take action. He showed the initiative himself. He talked to other people, saw the problem, and most importantly, he talked to God. He knew that he could trust God no matter what. And when you're in that place, you can do amazing things.
You can do amazing things.
Yep.
You don't have to be Nehemiah or somebody that's in the Bible or your mum or your dad or your grandma. You can do amazing things by using initiative. So we have a new challenge this month. It's called Challenge Galaxy. And so each week we'll have a new task. Are you ready for this week's task?
Yes, we are.
Right, let's go.
3,
2,
2,
1, launch! We have a brand new memory verse this month.
And the challenge is to see if you can work it out.
I'm Stephanie and this is Malcolm.
Today's challenge is to work out the new memory verse for this month. Any ideas on how we could do that?
Yeah, I've got a great idea. Let's get help from the people at home.
Great idea. Let's meet them, shall we? I can't wait.
Say hello to Tyler, Chloe, Aaron, Isabella and Savannah. What was that? You'd rather see their faces? Each person is holding part of a memory verse and they'll turn around when you guess the right number. So, guess a number to try and put each part of the verse in sequence and they'll turn around. Ready to guess? Which number?
5. 5. 5.
So you've guessed number 5. So you think Savannah has the first part of the Bible verse. Let's see. Savannah, turn around.
Woohoo! You got it right first time. Work at everything you do. What number is next?
2.
2.
3. 2.
Number 2. Let's see. It could be, or it could be some other.
Oh no, it's not number 2. What comes after work at everything you do?
I don't know. Right, so pick another number.
1.
Are you sure?
1.
You don't want to change your mind?
1.
Here goes.
You've picked number 1. It's Tyler's turn. Oh, the suspense of it all.
Yes, it's number 1. Work at everything you do with all your heart. Thank you, Tyler. Okay, guess again.
2.
Sounds like a good option.
Number 2 is Chloe. Will she be next or will she get the red light?
Oh, it's the red light. This is harder than I thought. So now we're looking at number 3 or number 4.
What number?
3.
3?
4.
4? Which one?
3.
3.
Oh, the red light again. So it's not Aaron or Chloe. So there's a big clue.
Work at everything you do with all your heart.
What number are you going to go for?
4.
Okay, so which number? You guessed number 4. Is it going to be number 4?
Oh, yes, it's Isabella. Work at everything you do with all your heart. Work as if you... Which number's next?
3.
Number 3? Yes, I have a very good feeling about this one. Number 3.
Bingo! Work at everything you do with all your heart. Work as if you were doing it for the Lord. We've nearly got the whole verse, people.
This is a great verse. Working for God instead of working for ourselves. So there's just one left.
2.
It has to be number 2, doesn't it? It has to be Chloe.
There we have it. Chloe has the reference so we can look it up in the Bible. Work at everything you do with all of your heart. Work as if you are working for the Lord. Colossians 3 verse 23a. You did it. You completed the first task. Join us next week for task 2 on Challenge Galaxy. Okay, that was a really cool memory verse. It reminds me of a verse I used to love when I was younger. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10 by Solomon. He says, whatever your hands find to do it with all your might.
So I wonder this week how you can show some initiative. I have one idea that's really easy to do. Pick 3 rooms in your house that need a little bit of work. And as a family, just go for it. Put the timer on for 1 minute and all work in one room for 1 minute and see what a difference you can make. Everybody working together as hard as they can using their initiative. It could be cleaning, it could be tidying, it could be dusting, and then go into the next room for 1 more minute and then the final room for another minute. I wonder what you can get done. That's only 3 minutes of cleaning, but I bet you can do a lot in that time if you use your initiative. And it doesn't need to stop there. I wonder what other ways you can use your initiative this week to make it an awesome week for you and your family.
So, jump into action.
Get ready to launch!
And go boldly where you've never been before.
Have a great week with your family. See you next week!
I don't know what it means to just get by with doing the least I can do. All I know is how to be the one who goes hard, working to see it all through. I'm not gonna wait around, these feet are gonna hit the ground. Do it with all of my heart. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, whatever it takes. Oh yeah, whatever it takes. I don't know how it feels to only put in half of the effort I can give. All I know how to do is to aim for the stars. That's the only way to live. I'm not gonna wait around, these feet are gonna hit the ground. Do it with all of my heart. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, whatever it takes. Oh, whatever it takes. I gotta do whatever it takes. You gotta do whatever it takes. We gotta do whatever it takes. I gotta, you gotta, we gotta do. Oh, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, I'm gonna do whatever